The other day, I talked to you about the one meal per day. I never intended to tell you, but then it slipped out of my mouth. I didn't want the consequences of it.
The multiplied karma of it.
Also, I did not want for some people to copy it. But later, heaven told me that it's supposed to be revealed. Even though I was sighing, in relief, I still did not like for that part to be in the public like that. But then I know why it should be like that. So that there's another reason I could tell you not to be in the extreme and take care of your body, take care of your health, etc. Because God doesn't want people to restrict themselves too much with some kind of frenzied discipline, which is not all that necessary. So later, I also remember the Buddha allowed the monks and nuns to even have, nutritious juice of vegetables and fruit in the afternoon, after noontime, which is usually described as the only one meal a day time. Yeah. And then I remember so many yogis or practitioners practicing all kinds of punishment for the body. And I asked God if it's really helpful for them to be liberated. Because after all, they did all that for you, no? So God said no. God doesn't want people to hurt your temple. The body is a temple of God, and we should revere it. We should take good care of it, reasonably. I mean, not go to the extreme, of course, unless sometimes necessary. Like if you have to go on television, like Supreme Master Television, for example, then you have to dress up accordingly and do some makeup and all that. It's all my idea. I want the people in the world to understand each other, to get to know other nations or other regions' costumes, yes, and traditions. The more they know, the better. So we do all kinds of shows to bring the citizens of the world together in some respectful, loving, understanding spirit, that we should live together in that way. Then we would have peace, harmony, and we will never have war. But that is not enough, of course, because according to the King of War, I asked him, then what to do to destroy this warlike energy, killing energy, to have peace on earth, for people to live on happily, luckily, in the way they should. Then he told me, the karma force is extremely overwhelming, and the killing karma can never be destroyed unless the world people, his words, I quote him, quote, unless the world people change their way of life and completely cut off from violence, from killing, then war will be destroyed. Peace will come and permanently prevail, unquote. Now, we have been working for decades. I was feeling kind of lonely, working almost alone. But nowadays, with the internet system, with the communication spreading out all over the planet, I feel that so many accompanying citizens of the world are really motivated toward peace and try their best to advocate that through the animal people free diet to the vegan regimen, the vegan way of life, yes, and many other similar or related ways. And I'm very happy and glad. It's just that the number is not yet enough to cover the violent karma of killing. We kill, oh my God, billions and billions of animal people yearly. How can we make up for that? How can we ever make up for that? Unless we all change to the benevolent way of life. Well, I guess even 5-year-old kids will understand what I'm saying. But The Maya magic is blinding everybody, deafening every ear, and dulling all this conscientious spirit within the heart of humans mostly. Other animal people contribute less violent karma than us. You see, like perhaps some animal people cannot be vegan, but humans, we have choice. We have lots of choices, and we can eat anything in the vegetable kingdom and have enough nutrition. That is the thing. We did not have to kill. We do not have to, and we will not have to kill. And we deliberately deny the benevolent way of life and choose to kill, to eat all this dripping blood, flesh, some even eating it raw. To eat animal people meat, when you remember it and think about it, you already feel very yucky. Not to talk about eating flesh that still has blood in it, or even alive. Oh my God. Humans, some are so wicked. Oh, incredible. It's worse than some hell devils. I would you try to think of how to formulate it again. I wish I could write it down. It would be easier for me to just read it, but I can't write anymore, after editing a lot of shows on Supreme Master TV. I just don't feel like writing that much. I never really loved writing, only in school or when I was younger, writing poems, expressing my feeling at that present moment. Because it just came out, I just had to write it down. But poems are easier for me because they're short and also they come out easily. So it was almost like I wrote down what came into my mind quickly and simply. But the karma stuff and all the things that I have to explain to you are different. It has to be exact and it has to be truthful. It's not just my personal feeling, but it has to be real and true. So it's more difficult than writing poems or short essays in school. Yeah. So you see, like even in daily life, I don't write emails or anything. I don't have one anyway. I don't know how. Even if I knew how, I don't know if I like to write emails. Only if I have to write comments, corrections, or suggestions for the Supreme Master TV programs and contact some of my working team members. Otherwise, I just don't write anything except some short notes to remind me of things. And most important things, I mostly don't even note down. Like the conversation with the God of War, I forgot some of the words that he used. Well, it is of similar essence anyway. For example, the karma of violence or the energy of violence is similar, it denotes the same thing. And you will understand anyway what I try to convey to you. But otherwise, except for some idea or something I had to write and I didn't have time, or it was not the time to write to my team members, or I do not want to have any more radiation at the end of the day. I write it down by hand. Otherwise, I don't write to anybody. Except when it's work for Supreme Master Television. And that's a lot of work for me already. Because if you wrote down some wrong letters, then you have to rewrite it again. And then you have to arrange it so that you write it at the same place or exact place. In such a small, maybe room of the script for the show. It costs a lot of time. I don't write with 10 fingers even. Yeah. With all that, I have enough work to do, and then I have to do inside work as well, you see? So I don't have the inspiration to write the long-winded articles or something anymore. I write all these short sentences or short articles like for slogans or vegan or peace. Yes. Or short news, yeah, for the team. Some suggestions to the team, some shows to do, some comments on some shows, or some additions to some shows, etc. And these are enough work for me to do because I need to do more inside work than outside. But I can't forsake either of them. I really miss the Himalayas times and the Haota times. Haota is a mountain area in Taiwan where I used to go to do retreats, either alone or with a couple of residents. Yes. And then sometimes I took the whole residence group at that time to come with me, and we pitched tents on the bank of the river. And we lived simple, yeah, very simple. Just cooked 2-3 big pots and we shared it, with some wild kinds of eatable vegetables at that time. And like maybe sweet potatoes, potatoes, some fruit that we either ate raw or we put in a small bonfire, yeah, to roasted apple, roasted orange, roasted corn, yeah, stuff like that. And we were very happy. And then I had to go out because of an already pre-arranged lecture or something, yes. So these two places I miss very much. I wish I could relive it any time. And there's also another place I like in America, one of the mountains in San Jose, California. And that mountain is the only one that still has trees, plants, and white flowers, that bloom so beautiful in spring. And now if you want to live up there, you have to have permission to build a house, yeah? And then you must make a road to go all the way from the foot of the mountain all the way up to the peak of that small mountain, not very big. But I didn't want to because I didn't want to cut trees to make a street. I looked all over around, many hills, many mountains were already all empty. That was almost the only place that had plants and trees, and big trees, so I had no heart to cut them down. I love that place very much. Every night we just made a small little fireplace, with 3 stones and collected the dry wood around it to make vegan meals. And we lived in second-hand, fourth-hand, fifth-hand trailer, yes. And there's a little water well, yeah, on that mountain. There is also a lake in the front, which is the water supply for that city. I really love that very much. I could walk, around all day long to look at the flowers and trees and the lake. I was very happy there. And then I had to leave because the lecture somewhere I was waiting, I was always reluctant to leave, but then I thought, oh, maybe I could come back. But it never happened again that I could come back somehow and live there forever and be a base for myself like that. These couple places, I love to stay there forever because nobody's around, only you and the mountain and the bird people and the trees and some small source of water, yes. And now it's completely different.